repeat it for you. Tension नहीं लेना, सुनना हरीश सर का, बाकी मैं repeat करता हूँ. Sorry to interrupt, sir. Very sorry.
No problem, sir. So yeah, I will specifically talk about the fixed income funds. Anil sir will be talking about the broader aspects of financial planning. He gave you some Menon mantras which are extremely actionable, so I would all request you to do it. I am a SEBI registered investment advisor. I run this firm in Mumbai. I have been in the market for about 17 years now. And what I essentially do is I give financial advice to a lot of clients of my firm. As Anil sir rightly said, there is risk in fixed income is all now known to everybody. When returns are achieved by a fund which is more than peers in their category, you need to question a good performance also. We usually question bad performance. We usually question why is a fund not doing well? Why is a security not doing well? Which should be done, but you should also sometimes question good performance. Why is something doing so well? Is there a catch? Is there something which I'm missing? Because sometimes it is too good to be true. Fixed income is a market where, as the word itself suggests, fixed. The idea is to earn consistent returns. The idea is not to earn a very high rate of return. Now, what we know about fixed income is the fact that we have credit risk in fixed income. The fact of the matter is that credit risk means default risk. Like Anil sir said, Franklin Templeton has closed 6 of their schemes last month. The reason is why? Because they have a lot of credit risk in their portfolio, which they believe will be a problem if investors start to redeem. The second risk, which usually people don't talk about, but it is also there, is interest rate risk. In the fixed income world, to use a jargon, we call it duration risk. This risk is basically going to hit you if you invest in a long-term debt fund. There are different type of debt funds. There are short-term, there are medium-term, there are long-term. So if you invest in long-term debt funds, be little careful about interest rate risk. Your NAV can fall down due to interest rates going up. So as interest rate goes up, the value of fixed income securities go down. There is an inverse relationship. The third risk is super critical, which a lot of people don't understand when they invest, and that is liquidity risk. Now we say that mutual funds are open-ended, so you can invest anytime, you can redeem anytime. No doubt, they are open-ended, but the securities that the fund is investing into may not be very liquid, especially if they are very risky. So if a fund manager tries to sell some of the security in the secondary market, they may not get a lot of liquidity for it. Liquidity means, can you sell it in an easy way? Can you actually go and sell that bonds in an easy way? Sometimes it is not available. It is not liquid. So you have to be very careful about that. Now, March was a month where a lot of issues started in the mutual fund industry. This is just a data I have put for a lot of mutual fund debt schemes. These are all debt schemes across various mutual fund houses. And you can see that during the month of March over February, their portfolio value, their AUM as we call it, assets under management, the money that they're managing, went down drastically. You can see a reduction of 30%, 40%, 50% in their net assets. One of the reasons for this is March is when COVID hit our country. COVID situation became very bad in the month of March, as you know. Lockdown started towards the end of the month. But beginning of March, we knew that we are going to have a problem. Whenever there is a risk perception, whenever investors panic, they redeem their money from anything where they feel there is risk. So equity market crashed, as you saw. They also redeem the money from fixed income funds. So this is the redemption pressure that you saw in the fixed income funds in March, redemption pressure. Now, when you are redeeming your money from a portfolio, the fund manager now has to sell the securities in the market. That is where the liquidity risk comes in. Now, a lot of bonds, they are not able to sell. There are different types of risk in those bonds. If they are not able to sell those bonds, you cannot get the money, which is exactly what Templeton has faced. Templeton said, we can't continue with these schemes, 6 of them, because if I continue, then people will redeem from it and we can't meet the redemption request. We will not be able to do it. So better it is to just close down the scheme for any subscription or redemption, and we will give the money over a period of time. So if your money is stuck in any of the 6 schemes, they have given a pattern of when you can expect to get the money back. and it goes over a period of couple of years actually. So redemption pressure started in March, continued in April. This is April. These are all the fixed income funds that you will see in the market. These are all short term. 1 to 6 are all short term, which means you invest for typically less than 1 year. Then you have medium term, and then you have long term. Then there is this category called credit risk fund, which came under the heaviest pressure because they were taking too much credit risk, default risk. You can see in the month of April, 19,000 crore got redeemed out of that category. They were at approximately 54,000 crore at March end. 19,000 crore, which is a very big percentage, got redeemed. Now understand, you want your money back. The fund manager is trying to sell the securities in the secondary market. Not all the securities are liquid. You have to be very, very careful about it. This is a chart which I want you to focus on, which shows you in the secondary market of bonds, like you have equity markets on NSE, BSE, you also have bond market where somebody tries to buy or sell in the secondary market. You see the blue bars. Blue bars is what is called as AA plus or AA rated bonds. So if you know about credit rating, rating agencies like CRISIL gives credit rating to the bonds. So we have government bonds, which are very safe. We have AAA rated bonds. I will talk about rating AAA, which is very safe. But the moment you keep going lower, AA, single A, you can look at the alphabets. The moment you keep going lower, the credit risk is increasing. The yield, the returns will also be higher. As Anil sir rightly said, higher the risk you take, higher the returns will you get. So if you look at the share of secondary market trading, percentage share, you can see on an average over the last couple of years, only 15 to 20% of secondary market trading is in risky bonds. 80% of trading is in AAA rated bonds, which are safe. You can easily exit from them, no problem. But these AA, single A rated bonds have been a problem in the market for quite some time. And anybody who tracks the market knows it. It is not a new thing. The data goes back for a couple of years now. So we know that there is a problem of liquidity in the secondary market. I'm sorry, some jargons will come up. I'm very sorry about that. So that is the problem where in the recent past, they were not able to sell it. So they said, you know what, let's close it. And you saw a lot of redemption pressure, which resulted into some of the losses. But if you still look at some of the historic returns, this is historic. I have no idea what will happen in the future. But if you look at the historic returns, this is large cap equity fund returns, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, last historic returns for equity. So as you know, last 3 years have been very bad for equity. This is mid cap funds, mid caps. This is large cap. So large cap is safer. Mid cap equity is riskier. These are the government bond side. So if you look at some long-term government bond category, these are long-term. These are not for 6 months or 1 year. These are long-term. If you want to invest for 5 years, 7 years, then these categories have done very well over the last 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. In fact, if you look at the 10-year basket, they have actually outperformed equity also. So just because what happened in the recent past doesn't mean that all the bond funds and all the mutual funds are bad. You need to be smart enough to judge which is safe and what is not safe. I will talk about that in the next few minutes. Now, I want to show you this interesting chart for the last 3 years. You can see 2017 to 2020. This chart is what is called as NAV, net asset value. Anybody of you who invest in mutual funds know that every day the portfolio value is disclosed by the fund. That's called NAV, net asset value, which is nothing but the value of the portfolio. The blue line that you see is the Franklin India Ultra Short Bond Fund. They basically closed it down. One of the 6 scheme was this. The orange line that you see, next one, is IDFC Ultra Short. I make it no secret that for me, the safest fund category in the safest fund house in the industry is IDFC. I worked in IDFC in my past. I know Suyash Chaudhary, who's the head of fixed income. He's my mentor. Like Anil sir mentioned, few mentors. Suyash is my mentor. He has taught me pretty much anything there has to be taught about fixed income. So I worked with Suyash, who's the head of fixed income for IDFC. He runs the cleanest portfolio in the industry, and I will show you some data about that. But look at Franklin versus IDFC. Look at this chart. So from 2017 till around end of 2018, if you see their performance is more or less same. You can barely make out the difference between the two. But the moment you see starting end of 2018, just see how their performance has differed. Just see how Templeton started giving higher returns than IDFC. Just look at how that returns kept on widening. Now, as Anil sir rightly said, if returns are higher, risk has to be higher. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand that. And my problem with many investors, including some of the investors who come to me, is they complain about Franklin Templeton today. They did not complain when they were outperforming everybody else. They did not complain when they were getting 2% extra above the competition. So when going is good, you're like, wow, awesome. When going is bad, you have a problem. You can see this. January, the NAV crashed for Templeton. This was the default of Vodafone Idea. Vodafone Idea, if you know, had debt problem. They did not repay their money. Franklin had that paper. IDFC did not have that bond. You can see IDFC went on normal. And then Franklin Templeton crashed. This problem that you see is the March problem, where basically what happened was yields went up. I will not go into technicality, but this happened across the industry. So there is where you see IDFC also went down, but that was not because of any default. It was because of market condition. Now, this is a very interesting chart, and note this point of divergence. Note this point, end of 2018. Now, can this be analyzed when you were there, when you were at that point? The answer is yes. Anybody who tracks funds will know it. Smart investors knew this before January. Now, this is the AUM. This is called assets under management. This is showing you the net assets of Franklin Templeton Fund. Somewhere in September 2019, the AUM peaked for Franklin Templeton. That is the portfolio value. And smart investors exited from October. Their AUM crashed after that. They did not wait till March. They did not wait till April. They realized that there is going to be a problem. They realized that Vodafone is in trouble. I hope you know Vodafone trouble was going on for months. And you can see the portfolio. You have Vodafone in your exposure. Smart investors exited. Only the ones who did not know what is happening, they just waited. And you can see how their corpus crashed from a 20,000 crore AUM. It went down from September itself. This is the September line, by the way. But if you look at some of the other fund, I will again pick IDFC. They did not. Now IDFC September, if you see September 2019, it did not crash. That did not go down. It continued to go up. It continued to go up. Then the redemption pressure came in March in all the fund houses. COVID issue resulted in redeeming from all the fund houses. So good, bad, everybody redeemed from everybody. So this is the March issue. But otherwise, if you see their AUM was steady, this tells you a lot. So a smart investor in September or October last year would have asked, ऐसा क्या हो गया कि लोग redeem कर रहे हैं? इधर क्यों पैसा निकल रहा है? क्यों भाग रहे लोग यहाँ से? ऐसा क्या हो गया? That's the question that a lot of people asked in September, October, before their issue started in January. You can imagine this. You can see. This is September, October. You could have exited here. You could have just exited here. You don't have to wait for this fall. How do you note it? You can see what is called as credit quality. Always look at credit quality in fixed income. As Anil sir said, the FD of a Yes Bank and FD of a SBI is not comparable. Yes Bank may give you more returns on an FD, but look at the risk also. Same way, look at the credit quality. Green bar, you see, green bar is called AAA. Green is called AAA. AAA means safe. AAA means no default. You're talking about L&T. You're talking about Reliance. You're talking about government bonds. Now, this is Templeton's credit quality of their ultra short fund, the same fund whose returns I showed you. You can see they were having a lot of AAA somewhere till September. Now you can see the moment they reached October, November 2018, their AAA portfolio crashed. They sold a lot of AAA and they increased their credit risk. Higher the credit risk you take. So this is single A, this is double A exposure, etc. Higher the credit risk you take. You can see how they increase the credit risk portfolio over a period of time. And obviously, if you take extra risk, you will end up getting extra returns. And don't forget, this was the point of divergence between IDFC and Franklin. Let me show you IDFC's chart. This is IDFC throughout green. This is called quality. You can see it. There is nothing hidden about all of this. This is disclosed on a monthly basis. So if you choose not to see it, please don't blame the fund manager. Please don't blame the fund house. Please don't blame Modi ji. Please don't blame RBI. Please don't say that, oh, this is all gambling and small investors are taken for a ride. You saw it, but if you choose not to see it, please don't blame anybody. You should have questioned when the returns diverged. You should have questioned right here when, sorry, you should have questioned it right here when the returns was diverging. Right here. You should have questioned right here as to why is the returns diverging. And the answer is in this chart. They started taking more credit risk. Look at the green, how it has crashed. And look at IDFC who said, you know what? I had a little bit of double A, little bit. They actually were smart and they said, you know what? Now I will not take any credit risk. And you can see green throughout. So returns will be lower, but safety first. In debt, the idea is not to earn 20%. In debt, the idea is to preserve your capital. So all of these things are visible. I'm just showing you some of the data to help you understand. Every month, every fund house comes out with fact sheet. I'm sure you know fact sheet. Just look at the portfolio. This is IDFC's 31st March fact sheet. I had showed this earlier on a webinar also. Look at AAA. How much is AAA? 100%. AAA 100%. AAA 100%. This is called safety. If you can see safety, that's a good debt fund. If you don't see safety, it's a risky debt fund. Is risky bad? No, risky is not bad, but you should know that you're taking risk. Tomorrow, don't kind of crib if the returns go down. You should know that there is risk in fixed income. So what I say is very simple. I always give these kind of advice. Just give me 1 second. So what I give you is very simple. Stick to quality. As Anil sir rightly said, have a plan, have a goal, have a financial plan, smart goals. Stick to it. Don't forget the word personal in personal finance. Your financial plan is not my financial plan. Anil sir's financial plan is not Simmer's financial plan. We have all different goals in life. We all have different financial plans in life. Don't compare. Don't compare your portfolio with somebody else's portfolio. We don't compare our jobs. We don't compare our income. We don't compare our number of children beyond a point. Don't compare personal finance. Have a goal. I always say this, you know, when somebody gets into a train, a long distance train, or even a flight, if some of you say, hum log train mein jate hi nahi hai. Flight, for example, when you go to the airport, you have a goal, right? Your goal is to go from Mumbai, for example, to Delhi. That's your goal. Now, in the airport, there are so many other flights. There is some flight going to Chandigarh. There is some flight going to Kochi. There is some flight going to Kolkata. You don't feel bad. You don't, अरे यार मुझे कोलकाता भी जाना चाहिए था. नहीं, आपको दिल्ली जाना है तो दिल्ली का फ्लाइट में चढ़ो. Stick to your plan. Don't compare. Don't say I want the best portfolio ever in the world. No. If you can do with 8%, why do you want 20%? Why do you want to take extra risk? Stick to your goal is what I always suggest. I know I'm giving you too much gyan. Opportunity losses are better than actual losses. So for example, if you did not get extra 2%, it's okay. Opportunity loss. Better than actual loss. Better than actually your portfolio going down. Don't do that. Always look for safety first. In debt, see, equity, you take risk. Debt is not to take risk. Be safe. A lot of people ask me, where should I invest? I still believe debt funds are not a bad place. Just stick to quality. If you're looking for up to 3 months kind of money to invest, liquid funds are still fine. No problem. There is nothing like all liquid funds are going bad. In fact, despite the recent credit issue, despite the recent whatever you saw in COVID situation, the last 3-month returns of some of the good funds are 6% per annum. Not bad. 6% per annum is not a bad return for a business kind of income. 3 to 12 months, if you want to invest for, I would suggest short duration funds, ultra short or short. Last 3-month return still has been close to 8%, not bad at all. Now the question is which fund, right? Don't just chase returns. Also look at portfolio. Don't do lazy investing. Take a little bit of efforts to understand things better. Have an advisor if you don't want to do it yourself. There are many good advisors out there in the market. I would also ask you to consider arbitrage funds. There is a category called arbitrage funds. I'm not sure whether I'm taking anything away from Anil sir. I'll just just spend one more minute.
No, no,
There's
please go
There's
ahead.
something called arbitrage funds where they do risk-free arbitrage trade. Beauty is it is treated as an equity category. Again, be careful. Don't put all the money here. There is risk here also. Nothing is risk-free. The only risk-free thing is in your head. Nothing is risk-free. So even if you put money under your pillow, there is risk, right? Somebody may just steal it. So nothing is risk-free. Arbitrage fund also has some risk. You have to be smart enough. But the benefit is taxation. Debt fund returns are taxed at your slab rate. Most of you will be in a 30% slab rate. That's the highest tax. Some of you may be in the super rich tax rate, 42.7%. So you will pay tax at that in debt funds. But in arbitrage, in short term or long term, you get some tax benefit. Also, I hope you know this, long-term capital gain is exempt up to rupees 1 lakh. So if you get 6% from arbitrage fund for 1 year plus investment, that 6% can be exempt up to 1 lakh, which means if you invest about 15-20 lakhs, your investment returns may be totally tax free if you invest in arbitrage funds. So it's a very good allocation that you can consider. But as I said, be very careful about how you go about things. If you want to invest for more than 3 years in debt funds, there can be dynamic bond funds you can consider. There's a category called dynamic bond fund, but invest over a period of time. Don't invest lump sum on one day, stagger it. Anil sir used the word STP, systematic transfer plan. Invest it over a period of time. That would be my basic mantra